up, everybody? This is episode 2, part 1 of Franchise Chat, and if you read the title correctly, you'll know that we are focusing on the Batman Arkham series with our next 4 episodes. So, yeah, I'm here today again with Mario Piaquadio.
Hello, everybody. How are you doing?
They are great, I'm sure. And
Good. Good
so,
to
you
know.
just want to jump right into it?
Yeah, let's do it. Arkham Asylum. This is a game that totally came out of nowhere at the time it did.
Oh, yeah.
It had no business being as good as it was, and absolutely none.
It was one of the first, must-play licensed games, if I'm thinking correctly.
Absolutely, yeah. It actually, I think it's probably the definitive game to show that you could make a fantastic game based on a license.
Yeah.
If you give it the right time and the right developer.
Yeah, and I'm actually not familiar with, what did Rocksteady do before the Batman series? Do you know?
I'm gonna check it out. They've done a ton of good stuff, but lately that's what they're really the most known for. They're a great studio.
Oh, yeah. And they went on to make 3 more great games in the Batman... Oh, wait, 2 more great games in the Batman series.
Yeah, they didn't do. So yeah, before that they did Urban Chaos for the PlayStation 2.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, in 2006, and then 3 years after that, Arkham Asylum came out. And like I said, nobody at all expected this game to be as good as it was.
Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, I was just gonna say, the game... It was so dark for a Batman game.
Oh yeah, for absolutely. The biggest surprise, the DC was trying to work on a game based on or I think they actually released it based on Batman Begins, the movie. That was pretty much a tie-in game, and then this came out. And when this came out, it was so strange to see a game on a licensed property that didn't tie up to any movie or anything at all. It was just its own thing, and it was really fantastic. Like you said, from the get-go, the 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 themes of the game are super dark, and nobody expected it to be as good as it was. It truly was a surprise.
Oh, yeah. And I just want to throw out there, I also am with my children right now, so you might hear some small kids talking in the background or yelling,
Yeah,
depending on their mood.
it may happen.
But
That's
anyway,
okay.
do you remember the Batman Begins, the actual game that was based on the movie?
I never played it, but I've seen tons of footage on it. I think critically it wasn't hated, but it wasn't like adored. It was, if somewhere in the mediocre to okay range.
Yeah, I haven't played it, but I did look up some videos on it, and the way it plays is similar to how
Oh yeah,
Asylum ended up playing. So I thought that was interesting since they're 2 different developers.
yeah. There's a lot of crossover, and if you read into it, there was another canceled Batman title that was released after the Batman Begins and before Arkham Asylum. It was canceled, and then Rocksteady took on the project and made it their own thing. The story is pretty good. You can look it up. It's not that hard.
Yeah.
But yeah, the game is super dark. That intro sequence with the Joker is absolutely fantastic. I mean, it's the thing that the entire Arkham series managed to do best is to make it fun and enjoyable for both hardcore DC fans and people who aren't really fans of DC.
Yep.
It's that intro sequence is fantastic, and the way the voice actors are the same from the Justice League series and the animated series, with Mark Hamill being the Joker and Kevin Conroy as Batman, which are pretty much the definitive versions of the characters,
Oh, yeah.
was a fantastic addition.
No one, I don't even think, even live action wise, no one can touch Kevin Conroy or Mark Hamill's
Absolutely,
characters.
no, yeah. Kevin Conroy is Batman and Mark Hamill is Joker. Those two guys do such a great job of portraying those characters that I pretty much can't imagine them being any other way.
Yeah, and I also want to throw out there, this game actually scared me while I was playing it, as if I was playing like a horror game on one of its segments.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. It has a ton of specifically this one in terms of Scarecrow. Everything that he does,
Oh
it
yeah,
gets downright scary and super freaky and the game. Yeah, it's in a very dark. It's in one night in the asylum. It doesn't have what the other games have, which is a little bit of more openness. This one's a little bit more enclosed, but it's fantastic. It sets the mood perfectly for what a true Batman game should be, and the story is one of the highlights for sure.
oh yeah, and I just remember there's this part where you are you're on like some type of drug because of Scarecrow, and you're like
Yeah.
walking down this hallway, and you enter this room, and I'm pretty sure it had a bunch of coffins or something.
Oh yeah.
And then you go up to one of the coffins, and it's like, who's inside of it again?
It's probably either Scarecrow or Joker. I remember that too. Yeah.
It might have been his mom. I can't remember. But anyway, it starts getting really freaky because the music's getting louder and the coffin starts shaking. So you go to exit the room out of the door you came in, and when you exit the room, you enter the same exact room on the other side. So
Yeah, it
it's
gets
completely silent.
super freaky. Yeah, yeah, absolutely. The game, it's just, and not only in terms of the gameplay and the tone, like you said, with some of those scarecrow sequences, the game gets scary. You don't know what's going on. It's super trippy, and we haven't even touched on the gameplay. At the moment, that combat was absolutely mind blowing. It was so innovative.
Yeah,
But by
the
now,
way
people
it
are used to it.
flows so
But yeah,
easily.
by then it's so smooth and so fantastic. It was incredible. There
Yeah.
you go. There's the
Um,
kids.
the combo system and how awesome it is how you can chain, like have like a chain combo and hit multiple people. I
Oh
had
yeah,
never seen anything really like that in any previous games.
absolutely. That's one of the things that made me feel so good because there's only so much you can do with settings and graphics and stuff like that, but they absolutely nailed the gameplay. You truly do feel like you're the Batman. You feel like a badass.
Yeah, and the way how it's sort of like an open world, but it's not since you're limited to the island.
Yeah,
It has some awesome like Metroidvania elements that
absolutely. Yeah,
yeah, that like you like gain like a new gadget, and then you could go back to a place you saw like prior and figure out
yeah.
some
You
type of
nailed it.
puzzle.
You nailed it. It that this game specifically in this series. The other games are a bit more open. This one feels downright like a 3D Metroidvania with some action, things in it.
Yeah,
It's fantastic, and this game doesn't have as many stealth elements, the predator elements as the other games, but that was still so fantastic.
yeah. I mean, and like the story was actually engaging, unlike most video game stories around that time.
Exactly, yeah, and like I said before, it's engaging not only for hardcore DC fans who know maybe a little bit more than the rest, but a regular person who doesn't really read comic books can equally enjoy that game and the story.
Oh yeah,
It's like I said at the beginning for me, the beginning of the game is the best part when you drive into the asylum and you're carrying the Joker through
yeah.
the hallway and he escapes. That just sets the mood
They
perfectly.
always knock it out of the park when it comes to the beginning of the games.
Oh yeah, their beginnings are awesome. The beginning of City is probably one of my favorite video game intros
Yeah,
ever.
same here.
Is that intro sequence? We're gonna get to it on the next part, but that intro sequence is incredible, fantastic.
Yeah, for those who have never listened to Franchise Chat, each episode is broken down into however many games in the series there is into different parts. So with Uncharted, with Uncharted, the first
Yeah,
series we did all 5 games, including Golden Abyss. So that was
that's
five
right.
episodes long. Each episode comes out each week. This time we're doing the Arkham series, so we're going to cover Asylum, City, Origins, and Night. And we might do a little something on Origins Blackgate, but just to
Yeah,
keep you
speak
up
of
to
it.
speed.
Exactly. Yeah, for those of you who don't know. Yeah, this was the first game in the franchise. Like I said, it came out of left field. I think for pretty much everybody, it got incredible critical acclaim, incredible popular acclaim even, and it was just very revolutionary in many senses. In the sense of what a licensed game can be, of how smooth it felt, how the flow of the combat was very innovative at the time.
Yeah, and I actually have a funny story about this game. My fiance's brother, back when the
Mm.
game came out, what year did it come out? Like 08?
2009.
9?
Yeah, oh 09. Yeah.
Well, he's fairly young. He's 15 now, so he was pretty young at the time, and
Oh yeah.
he rented the game. Well, I think he bought it actually, and he actually was at those like scary spots, and
Mm.
he was having nightmares and like going into his parents' room at night
That's
because the game scared him
because
that
he's seen
bad
Batman. Oh, that's funny. That's cool. That's
from a
awesome.
Batman game. I just thought that was so random and funny.
That that's the thing. I think both Asylum and City are rated T, and Night is the only one rated M. But those games are definitely not even trying to be kids games. Like not even close.
Oh yeah, not at all. I
They're
was
they're
surprised that they
yeah
didn't have the M rating.
they're not doing animated series or campy old shows or even some of the movies which are a little kid friendly. This game didn't even try to do that.
Yeah,
It's very mature.
I'm really liking this whole shift in maturity when it comes to comic books, games, and movies, and all that stuff. Like
Yeah.
it all started out very kid friendly, like back in
Oh
the day
yeah,
with like
it
the
was
Adam
just for
West
kids.
Batman.
That's the thing that the people who used to read comic books who the kids who grew up reading comic books, now they're adults and they want to create stories but mature stories, and the people who grew up or the people who are in the middle that are already mature, that's the target audience right now. If you look into a comic book store, there's the Batman series which has fairly mature moments, and then there's probably a Batman for Kids series, and it's all cute and stuff. Yeah, and the people who grew up watching campy Batman animated series and the animated series and reading child comic books, they grew up now and they wanted to deliver a mature story for mature people, and that's exactly what they did with this game from the get go.
Yep, no doubt about it. And one thing I love about Asylum is how it somehow brought in a bunch of characters from the universe, and everything felt completely natural.
It does, yeah, it does a great job of
Unlike
establishing
Batman v
its
Superman.
universe. Exactly, yeah. It does a fantastic job. One of the most, I think, smartest systems in the game is how when after you meet a character, there's like character bio open, and you can tap the menu and just read a little bit of a backstory of that character and like where they appeared first and what their deal is, and that's a cool job to get people up to speed because in this universe you're not witnessing an origin story. You're dropped right in the middle of it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Um, what else is there that's awesome about this game? I mean, it's been a while since I've played it.
Yeah, me too. I could go on a little bit about the cool thing. I think the only really negative about this game and
The
many
flying.
no, I'm not. I don't dislike that, but I think the end, the
Oh
specifically
yeah,
the
the
end
joke.
boss battle,
The
it
Hulk.
felt super disjointed. It didn't make any sense. Like we were saying, it's a super mature and down to earth game, and then suddenly the Joker becomes like a Hulk thing, and it's
You
super
know what
clunky.
he reminds me of every time I see him in that Hulk form?
What?
Have you ever seen the Scooby Doo movie, like the live action?
Yeah, both of them.
Scrappy Doo at the very end of the first movie when he gets
Oh
all jacked up.
yeah, dude, that's on point. That's pretty much you nailed it.
He looks just like him, I swear.
That's true. That's true. And exactly, it felt very disjointed. It didn't make any sense in the context of the game, especially with after the tons of nightmare sessions, which are super scary even,
Yeah.
and then suddenly that
Was
weird.
was Mad Hatter in this game? I can't remember.
Matt Hatter. I definitely know he was in City, but
Yeah,
I'm
I
not
remember
sure.
he had some awesome stuff in City and Origins, but I can't remember.
I'm gonna check it out real quick. But yeah, the game is it's aside from that, I think it's pretty much everything it needed to be.
Yeah. I actually went back and played Asylum. My first Batman game was actually City,
Yeah.
which which is awesome. And I think it was a little tougher to go back and play Asylum considering the combat wasn't like it was great for the time, but like City pretty much nailed everything that Asylum lacked.
Yeah.
But
I definitely know
it was
what you're
still a
saying.
great experience. I love like when you're walking down the alley of like where your parents died and that music's playing. It's all emotional.
Oh yeah, for sure. Like you said, yeah. If you go back to it, the combat isn't as good
Fluent.
as it was, but they absolutely upgraded. And in this series specifically, we have to look back at what games were at the time they were released, and at the time that was unique and incredible.
Yeah, agreed.
Yeah, I just
And
checked the map.
gorgeous.
Oh yeah, it was beautiful for sure. The mood was great. Mad Hatter wasn't in the game as far as I can tell. It was more like a cameo or of
Oh, okay.
sorts.
Yeah, we'll talk more about Mad Hatter.
Oh yeah. So what else? What else can we say really about Arkham Asylum to
Um,
speak about the game?
let's see. Sorry, my kid is crying right next to me.
Oh
He
yeah,
wants
don't
some
worry about it.
snacks.
Give him the snacks.
I'll give him some. I don't even know.
Yeah, he likes Batman. What can we say? He likes Batman.
Right now he's playing Fruit Ninja. He hasn't quite made it to Batman yet.
Oh well, he's working his way up.
Exactly.
Yeah.
This episode's a little bit shorter than our normal ones. Unless you had anything else you wanted to mention,
I
I'll
don't.
probably have more to say about later games in the series.
Oh yeah, I will have. Absolutely positive. I have way more stuff to say about City. I think it's. I think the reason that why it's shorter is because the game isn't as grand. I mean, the game is awesome, but it's a little short.
Yeah,
It's
it
it's a,
it
it's a
nailed
game you sit down
a
and
lot,
watch.
but I think we
Yeah,
can both agree that City. A lot of people would disagree with us. They like Asylum the best. I guess because it was so out of the blue.
yeah. That's the thing. It's the element of surprise, but I think City is absolutely the best game in that franchise.
Yep, I agree.
Yeah, and
And
next week we're gonna speak a lot about it.
yep, so next Monday, be sure to check out our channel if you want to hear about Arkham City. This was Franchise Chat Episode 2, Part 1
That's
of
right.
a 4 or 5 parter. Haven't decided if I'm doing Blackgate yet. If Mario plays Origins Blackgate, by the time we do
Exactly. We
that
do that.
game, then
Exactly.
we'll do it.
Otherwise, we can you can speak a little bit about the game when we record the one for Origins.
Yep, or I'll just do that.
Yeah, that sounds good.
All right, thanks for hanging out. My name
Cool.
is Brett Medlock. You can follow me at BrettNLL, and where can they find you at, Mario?
My name is Mario Piaquadio, and you can find me at Mario Not Bros.
Awesome, and I will talk to you later.
Goodbye, people.